Hi, it's Debbie here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. So today I thought we'd do a bit of a get ready with me, but no ordinary get ready with me. We're going to get ready together to go out. Now we're not going anywhere, everybody knows that, but I just thought the best part of going out is the getting ready, right? So let's just pretend that we're going to go out, we're going to get our heels on, we're going to wear something sparkly, which I'm doing, and we're just going to have some fun. We've got some Prosecco and we're going to put a sparkly look on and pretend it's party time. It's Saturday in the UK, so let's do it. So if you're up for that and you want to join me, please keep on watching. Hey guys, so haven't been out since February. I think it was Valentine's night was the last time I went out, and I haven't been out partying like in heels or like a proper disco night out for the longest time. Probably the last time I set foot on a dance floor was when I toppled off my heels and shattered my elbow, which was 2 years ago. Never done it since, and I really hope that I get to go again. The way it's looking, nights out aren't looking like on the cards in the UK at the moment, which makes me a bit sad, but we can still put all the sparkly makeup on. So in this video, we're going to be using all the sparkles. I've got the Studio 54 collection from Nomad. So this is the eyeshadow quad with all of the duochromes in it. I've also got their duochrome highlighter as well, and I'm going to use that. We're just going to glitz it up a little bit in this look. So I'm going to scooch you in and we're going to get started. Now I've got no makeup on at all, as you can probably see. So all I've put on so far is just a bit of moisturiser. I'm looking a bit kind of glowy. It's really, really warm in here, so to forgive me if I look a bit glowier than I perhaps would like to. I'm just going to use the Revolution foundation stick. This one's in F3. It's a little bit light for me at the moment. It'll be fine once I've got some bronzer on and whatnot. And we're just going to bounce that in with a sponge, which I don't do very often. But I like this sponge. It's one by Spectrum that I got in a set that I bought at Christmas. My husband bought for me at Christmas, which had like a Snow White kind of theme to it, which is why the sponge is red. But this is really soft and it works quite well for stick foundations to like really sheer them out, because I want to be sheer and glowy for this look. I always think when I go out, I don't want like a proper cake face of makeup. I like to just kind of accentuate what I have. And my favourite going out foundation would be the Armani Luminous Silk, but I haven't owned that for a long time. I'd love to get a new one, but it's so much money and I can't justify it, and there's always eyeshadows I like the look of more, so we're just going to use this cheap one from Revolution, but it does look quite nice on the skin. I think it's very light coverage when you use it with a sponge. Haven't got a new concealer either, so we're going to go in with the concealer and hydrate. Really could do with trying a new concealer. Again, this one's a little bit too light for me. So I had this idea because, as I say, the Studio 54 collection is based around a nightclub that used to exist in New York, and it used to attract all different people from all walks of life, and it didn't matter whether you were a celebrity, whether you were rich or poor or famous or not, or once you got in you were all treated the same, and it was just a party place to go. And I've been looking at some of the photographs of the time, and there were so many like icons that used to go there, but just mixed with like just everybody else. Would have been cool to have gone there, and its heyday was the 80s, early 80s I think. So yeah, I would have loved to have gone, but I never did. Obviously I'm in the UK, but I was a clubber in my day, and we had a club in my town called Cinderella's. It had two sides. Cinderella's was like the younger side, sort of 18s to 25s, and then over 25s was Rockefellers, so Cinderella's Rockefellers. And you had a pub to sort of warm up the night to go there. This is in F11. This is the Revolution foundation again, but I'm just using that just as a bit of bronzer. Taken down a little bit too far, but it's fine because it shears out really easy. Yeah, so there was a pub next door called The Slipper, obviously to do with the Cinderella's theme, and we'd go there for drinks first, and then you could go in the Cinderella side, which was all like modern music, and then the Rockefeller side was more like sort of disco era music from like, because I was going out probably late 80s at that time, so I started going out properly when I was 18, so, and I was born in 68, so what are we talking, about 86, 87, and so there'd be the music from the 80s in the Cinderella side, and then the Rockefeller side it would be like 70s disco. So I've always liked that sort of music. I like all sorts of music. It just reminds me of that time in my life. Right, I am going to powder, but just very, very lightly, because I just think it just helps a little bit to stop creasing under your eyes. I'm going to go in with the Laura Mercier Glow Translucent. It's my favourite. I just put a bit of that in the cap and just kind of smush it into the brush before I put it under my eyes these days, because I wear contact lenses, and if I don't do that I end up with a layer of it over my lenses. And I can't count the amount of videos I've filmed where I've been like in a cloud, like not being able to see you guys because I've had powder all over my lens. So I'm trying not to do that. As I say, I don't want to powder too much, I still want to be quite glowy. And I think I mentioned this before, but then I started going out again when I was in my early 40s, just after my dad passed away. And by then, things had changed a lot. Like, it used to be in the UK that you would, licensing hours would like be that you'd have to move from a pub at 11 to a club, and then clubs were open till 2. But by this time, when I started going out for the second time, because I had quite a long time, I just didn't really go out, just used to go for meals and whatnot. But then when I started to have this like party phase again, it had all changed. It was just pubs, but they were open literally till 4 or 5 in the morning. And people wouldn't go out till like midnight to these pubs, which seemed, I mean, I'm too old for all that. I was like getting tired before I'd even gone out. So I think I definitely preferred it the way it was. You used to go out at about 8 o'clock, 7:30, move on from the pubs just before they shut at 11, get to the club, and then you'd have like just the 3 hours in the club. But it used to be like quite an intense amount of time. It used to really pack it in, and I'd just be on the dance floor all the time, because that's what I do. I'm not really bothered about like the drinking, although we've got some Prosecco on the go here. But I could quite honestly get through a night on one drink, because if there was some music on that I wanted to dance to, I'd just be up there all night. I want to use this glowy blush as kind of a contour stroke blush, because I want a very orange cheek. This is Telling Glow by MAC, and it's such a beautiful colour. So I want to kind of carve out my cheeks with that. Look at that, it's so stunning. And I want it to almost be quite a kind of harsh contour there. And this is how I used to do my kind of chiseling my cheeks back in the day, because bronzer wasn't really a thing. Bronzer's only really been a thing fairly recently, I think, and contour even more recently than that. So this is what we did. Really heavy blush, kind of taking it quite high as well. I used to kind of bring it round like that, and I just love how that looks. This is such a good product, by the way. I want to get more of those. They're just such a nice product. I've talked about them before, but they are so good. Right, now I want to go in with some really glowy cheeks as well, like really highlighted cheeks. And I just think this one by Nomad Cosmetics in the Studio 54 line is just stunning. So we're going to use that as highlight and blend it into that blush. It's got a lot of gold about it, so it's really going to pick up the light. So the top I'm wearing tonight, which I don't know, you can just about see it in shot. I bought it to go on a cruise that we didn't go on because it got cancelled because of the virus. But I was going to be going with my mum, and it wasn't a particularly formal cruise. But I think I'm from the old school where like you can never be too dressed up. You know, I just prefer to be more dressy than you should be, and I love an excuse to dress up. And I think that's what's been one of the hardest bits for me about all this lockdown, because I didn't go partying anymore, but me and my husband will go out for dinner and you can get all dressed up for that. If you're going to sit on the sofa, you just don't make the effort, or we don't. So I've just literally not been getting dressed and doing it, and it's had a a really negative impact on how I feel about myself. I think I talked about it before, but the whole hair situation, look, oh my god, it's so bad now. I heard that somebody today, it was in the news, somebody was prepared to pay £800 for their hair to be done. I'd almost be tempted, I'm only kidding, but I'm just so sick of this hair, really, really am now. But it's not been coloured since February, I think, so it's done quite well. Right, need to do brows. I'm just going to whiz through that because I do it the same way every single time. It's quite boring, but I always use the Linda Hallberg Infinity palette, the first Infinity palette. I use Cigar and I use Fornax. I just kind of mix the two of those. But I just start with Cigar, building up the shape, and then I kind of define a bit more with the black with the Fornax to bring some sort of brush-like sort of strokes in. But I'm not the best at brows, so I wouldn't ever follow my tutorial for it, but it's just what works for me. But that's another interesting thing. Up until probably 2-3 years ago, I never did brows at all. I always used to think I looked weird with brows, so I would go out literally as my brow is there. And I'm pretty blonde, so you could never see my brow. And everyone used to say that they did it with pencils. I used to try and do it with eyeliner pencils, like a black eyeliner. It used to look horrific. And I did go out like that a couple of times. As I say, I'm not a makeup artist, I just am a makeup enthusiast, and I've learned everything I know by watching other people on YouTube, really. But I've always enjoyed the process, you know, just that time to yourself getting ready. I like it better if there's like a couple of you together getting ready. I love that. Like, I've had friends stay over and we're like choosing our outfits together and some music on and just chatting about the night. I love all bits of like the night. I love like the chats you have in the loos, you know. I think this is a girl thing, but like, you know, there'll be some drama happen or whatever and you'll just all catch up in the toilets and talk about it, or and just the camaraderie, like, I don't know, if you've got like, you've forgotten your lipstick, somebody would lend you something, or, you know, all of that kind of thing. Wouldn't happen now, would it, in the world we're living in now, but, well, that's how it used to be, and like, yeah, I miss going out, I do miss it. And weirdly, I stopped going out in my early 20s because I felt too old to go out. How ridiculous is that? But everybody was like, probably underage that was going out. You didn't used to need ID back then, and so felt like the oldest swinger in town at about 23, 24, and so I stopped going out. And as I say, I didn't start to go out again until I was in my early 40s, and the song that I really liked at that time was Lady Gaga's Poker Face. That was the sort of era that I was going out again. And I still love that song because it just reminds me so much of those nights out. I'm loving that highlight. Can you see? I'm just catching a glimpse of it as I'm looking at it. I always have a mirror here. So this mirror, if you wonder how I managed to do my makeup, that's why I'm always looking a little bit on the side, because I've got that mirror there so that I can see what I'm doing. And I keep catching a glimpse of that beautiful goldy highlight. It's way too dark for me, but I still love it anyway. I'm not of the school of thought that thinks that things have got to be natural though, so it doesn't worry me. And I think on a night out, like, because the lights are darker, I always would kind of go a little bit more overboard anyway. It's like I used to be in a amateur dramatics group when I was younger, and the stage makeup would have that. You'd look like almost too much really, but then you don't see it when you're on the stage at all. It's like the lights like drown a lot of it out, which is another thing about doing makeup for YouTube. Like, I'll probably do my makeup heavier for a video than you perhaps would in real life. Right, those brows are large and in charge tonight, but never mind. And they're not quite even either, but we'll go with it, it's fine. So what am I going to do eyeshadow wise then? Well, I've decided tonight I want to do like a really big blue wing, and I'm going to use Chaos by Urban Decay. It's 24/7 liner. It's one of the best shades they do for this. I'm going to bring it out as a wing and back it into quite a big wing. And then I've got a blue eyeshadow by Sugarpill. It's the shade Velocity, and I'm going to colour that wing in with that shade, which is this one here, but I'm going to pull some of these shades into the look as well, so that'll kind of be on the inner part of my eye and kind of going towards that one. That's the plan. They're difficult colours to use together, but we're going to see how that works, because I want to put the blue shade that's called Last Dance, yeah, that one, out of this palette on the majority of my lid, so that's the plan. I also want to use this shadow by Stila. This is a really nice blue. The shade is called Sapphire. It's really, really deep. You've got a more shimmery one and a matte one, so I'm going to use the more matte one. It's more like a satin, I guess. I'm going to use that in my outer V to deepen things up. And it's quite freeing to just use whatever the hell I like and not be thinking I've got to kind of show you everything from one palette. And that's not how I do my makeup, you know, I just use whatever I've got really. If I want to do a look, I think what have I got that's going to make that work. So it's a bit more normal to what I would do. So I think we need to lay a little bit of a base down. I'm going to use my Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer in Chantilly. I've been trying to use this up forever, still have quite a bit left. The thing is, I've gotten to really like it now, so I wanted to use it up just to get rid of it, and now I've decided I probably will replace it because I like the colour of it, because it is really bright without being white, and it doesn't crease badly, and it makes colours pop quite well. So it's too heavy and too thick a concealer for me to wear as a concealer, like a normal concealer, because I wear quite a sheer foundation. It just looks too much. You can't blend it into like a sheer foundation, but as an eye primer, I always like ones in pots like this that you can use a brush. I'm just trying to make sure I've got no harsh lines of that primer in the inner part there, because that's where I always have a sticking point there. So we're going to go in with this pencil and make a nice fat wing. I'm going to take the sort of line of my eye and carry it on, and then I'm going to join it up. Got to be careful you don't take all your face makeup up like leaning there, but it does help to lean sometimes. It doesn't matter if it's like not mega precise, I guess. That's just giving us like the shape that I want to create. It's just giving me a guideline more than anything, so that I know where I want to put the shadows. And I think when you're using these pencils, little kind of strokes at a time gets it a more precise result. Symmetry is never my strong suit though. One's higher than the other, but you know, it doesn't matter, it's just a bit of fun. I'm going to bring that onto my lower lash line, under my waterline, so I don't want it in my waterline. I'm going to put something else there. One of my friends I used to go out with, I'm the slowest drinker ever, look, I've still got all of this left, and she'd be going, down it mate, down it, so I need to down a bit more. Prosecco wouldn't have been my poison though. Back then it would have been vodka in those days. Vodka and Coke, that was my drink. Right, I'm going to fill in that wing. It does look slightly messy-ish, but it's just giving me that base. It's almost like when you use a white base to make a white shadow pop. Using a coloured base like this will really make that blue opaque when I lay it down. I only want to take it in this wing area really. These pencils are great for this. Thought about doing it with the Santos gel liner from Melt, but I find those a little bit more tricky to work with in a pencil, if I'm honest with you. I love them, but just wanted it to be quite easy to create. I think what I'm going to do, try and lift that up slightly. Yeah, that looks better. Winging it sort of upwards a little. Right, so that's got the base of it down, so as I say, we're going to go into Velocity now. To start with, I'm just going to pat that over that shape, because I've already done my base, of course, and I don't want fallout, so I'm just using a Very small brush. This is the Linda Hallberg 301 because it will enable me to keep that defined shape. I don't think I would have worn blue eyeshadow back then. Well, I wouldn't. I would have worn probably something peachy in my crease and something dark, like a dark brown or something. Got a little bit of fallout going on. So are you guys the type to go out and party? Is it really bothering you that we're in lockdown and you can't do that? I think for me, would I be going out partying if we didn't have lockdown going on? You know, if the whole thing had never happened and life was normal? No. But because I can't do it, I really wish I could. I think there's something of that in all of us, isn't there? You always want what you can't have. It's taken a while to build that pigment up because I'm doing it slowly. It is quite a pigmented shadow, but I don't want, as I say, too much fallout going on. So I'm being pretty careful with it. And at this sort of edge point here, I'm going to try and feather it out a little bit. And now my battery's running out, so I'm just going to change that. Hopefully we're somewhere near in the same position as I was before I had to change the battery. More than likely not, but hey. I think the closest I've gotten to feeling like I've had any sort of girly time or a night out was when Jessica and Lisa did their live on YouTube. And I haven't laughed so much in ages, and that was such a good night. So if either of you watch this video, please do that again, because I wouldn't know how to do one of those and I'll be too nervous to do it anyway, but it was so much fun. Just felt like having your girlfriends there with you as such. Alright, I want to just blend a little bit. I don't want the shape to get out of control, so I'm just using it with a pencil brush. I'm going to take that onto my lower lash line now. This top has got all sorts of colours in it, like sequins that if you look at them one way they're one colour, look at them another they're another colour, so that's why I want to bring in some orange and some teal into the look as well. I think this one needs to be a little bit bigger than it currently is. I swear I've got two different size eyes because I always seem to have, like, that one goes a lot better than that one does. But we're getting there, I think. I'm going to keep with that same pencil brush and I'm going to go into that shade, the one that's not so sparkly, that looks more like a satin. The other one's got lots of sparkle in it and I don't want that one. I'm just going to use that just to further intensify in the outer corner. Probably could have done with that black really. I am going to bring a little bit of black in for a bit of intensity. I'm going to just use this one out of the Juvia's Place Saharan. Just the nearest to hand that I knew had a black in it. Give it a little bit more intensity in the outer corner. Yeah, it's definitely helping to make it a bit more dramatic there. That's definitely helped. It's kind of made a bluey black, which is what I wanted. It's looking crazy, I know, I'm aware. Right, the next shade I'm going to go in with is Kimchi, which is this teal turquoisey colour. It's a beautiful colour. I'm just going to carry on that line, but there won't be too much of this shade showing. And it is going all over my lid, but that's okay. So I'm just literally packing that on, blending it with that blue. I want to keep this graphic, so I'm not going to blend on the top either. You see, I'm not very good at blending, so if I can find an excuse not to do it, I will, which is why I do quite a lot of graphic-y kind of looks. I've honestly thought about doing a sort of get ready for going out look for a while, and then I've always thought to myself, it's a lot of effort to go to at night time to just take it all off, but I've decided you've got to do things for yourself, you know, like sometimes I just do things for other people to see them, you know, like if you're going out, I think we all wear makeup for other women to see, and clothes, I think. You don't dress for men, you dress for other women to see. same as what you're wearing for work as well. Because I'm not leaving the house for work. Luckily we don't have any conference calls where anyone can see you. We always have our cameras turned off because I've been looking a complete wreck. I've not been wearing any makeup. I think it's just really got me down. It's like, I am quite a girly girl, I like to wear makeup. Okay, is that even? I don't think it is. Always higher on that eye than we are on this one. But I love the combination of shades. When I use these Sugarpill shades, I realise I don't need to keep buying all these different palettes of these primary kind of colours because these are some of my favourites. Alright, we're going to go in with the orange now. This is where things will be tricky, but I want to do it because I think it'll look cool. So we're going to use Buttercupcake, which is this orange here. And I'm going to be very careful how I place this. Don't really want to blend it, so I'm just going to put it next to turquoisey shade but not blend it in. And the colour story I'm creating here reminds me very much of the Lady Gaga palette, the Stupid Love palette, which I was so tempted to buy, but everybody's reviews I've seen have said it's such a bitch to work with, and I'm like, I'm not the best at making good shadows work. Oh sorry, bad shadows work well. And I watched Makeup Mouse, Heather Morehouse, really struggled, and I was like, she's beyond talented. So I was like, okay, if she can't use that palette, I don't stand a chance. I decided not to get it, but it's almost like Lady Gaga merch, isn't it? It's so pretty, like the slip that's in there has got her face on it. It's really nice. I don't think it's worth £46 though, which is what they want on Amazon for it. Trying to sort of feather that shade in a little bit without blending it because it won't make a particularly nice shade. But I like that we've got some orange going on in that inner part there. That's quite cool. Not sure what I'm going to do with the rest of my lower lash line. I wonder if it would be too much to bring some yellow in. Yeah, let's do it. So that wasn't Buttercupcake at all. What's the orange one called? Flamepoint, I think. That was Flamepoint. This is Buttercupcake. Buttercupcake's the yellow. It's been a while since I used these. I'm going to take that yellow on the lower lash line and kind of into the inner corner, and then I'm going to pack something shimmery over that to really make it pop, I think. Oh yes, I like that. That's a bit different. This is turning out quite cool. I like it. Just want to blend that wing out just in the outer corner. Hey, right, shimmers then. And a bit more Prosecco because it's going warm and I'm not drinking it. It's really nice, that Prosecco. It's from Marks and Spencer's. And it's the only place I'm going these days. I go there for my food shop. And they always have Prosecco at the counter, and so I get tempted. Right, I'm going to take the Kaleidos brush and my NYX glitter primer and paint it all over that creased bit of my concealer. That looks better already. The only thing I'm not sure about is how well these are going to pick up on a brush, but we will find out. So I'm going to go in with Last Dance, the bluey one. And that's picking up okay. Better than I thought it would. Pretty, it's got a bit of a goldy shift in this blue. It's an unusual shade. Quite crumbly though. It is pretty. It's going to go in with a bit of velocity just to blend in those edges. It's always a bit tricky to blend a shimmer into a matte. Blending that shimmer in just a little bit on the top because I don't want it to look like a cut crease really. And there was a bit of the dark blue on that, and it's giving it quite a bit of definition in the crease, which I think looks quite nice. Okay, well here where we're sort of wrapping around, I want to use that Le Freak shade. That's interesting because it's got a bit of a pinky sort of duochrome in there, so it's helping it to blend in with the orange and with that yellow as well. Really like that so far. Okay, I'm not going to do lashes because if I was on a night out, the last thing I'd do is put lashes on because I always feel like they're going to fall off. So, and they're uncomfortable and no one wants to be uncomfortable on a night out. So I'm going to go with mascara, but I think there's never been a perfect time to use my blue one than there is today. So we're going to reach for that, which is the BadGalBang in blue. And we're just going to put lashings of that on. It doesn't look that blue actually against what I'm wearing here. I think I'm going to need a few coats, so I'm just going to do that and then I'll be back with you. Okay, back with the mascara on. I really love that blue mascara against this look. It looks nice, I think. But I don't think we're glittery enough yet. I think we still need a bit more highlight. I'm going to just literally take this highlight round and onto my brow bone. Controversial, but I think it'll work. My brow bone highlight brush of choice is the E60 from Sigma. It's got like it's a fat ass brush. It's basically meant for like putting stuff all over the whole of your eyes. But it's got a point and it works really, really well. I'm going to literally put it all over there. Because this is a glittery party makeup, so we don't care how glittery we are. Oh guys, I wish I was going somewhere tonight and I wish I could see you lot. And we could all go somewhere one day when this is all over. I'm hoping to meet some of my YouTube friends because everybody I know is in a different country. But it would just be so nice. Nearly got to make it happen this year and it just wasn't to be, which is so sad, but I will do. Okay, lips. What we're going to do for lips? I know. So if I was ever going out on a night out, I like to have the sort of lipstick that when you take it out in the loos, everybody goes, oh, that's a swanky lipstick. No, that's sad. But this was the lipstick that I would always take, and it's a YSL one, and it's in the shade 17. I didn't give them names. I'm going to line my lips with Cruel by Decay. And this is a beautiful corally colour. I've had it about 10 years, but it's still fine. I used to wear my lipsticks into the weirdest point. Can you see that? Oh, that is such a Debbie colour. So that's my finished look. I'm all ready to party. Hope you might have played along with me, and if not, I hope you enjoyed it and kind of like our little make-believe get ready session. Hopefully we can get to do it for real one day and actually go out and have a party night out sometime. It would be amazing. But cheers everyone, happy Saturday. Hope you enjoyed seeing it, as I say. Thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time to my channel and you enjoyed the video, then I'd love it if you consider sticking around. But other than that guys, catch you in the next one. Bye guys.